There we go. There we go. Okay, so Brian Walshe. Let me get to the chat. There we go. Is this the chat? This is the chat. So, all right, so where were we? On day, what is it? 6, 7, 8. Day 8. Prosecution rested. What happened? Well, that guy, Jem, who I said, who was Jem last night, Jem and I, he is a friend. He met Brian Walshe through some kind of a, it sounded like a leadership seminar or some kind of how to be a better person seminar thing. And he met Brian first, and then he met Anna Walshe. And he has some type of a real estate company. So then he ended up hiring Anna Walshe, I believe it was the summer of 2020. And Anna Walshe, like, did everything. She did everything from getting this man's coffee, to dropping off his dry cleaning, to helping him with deals, to managing things. And first they wanted to ask him, they did it before the jury's presence, about a phone call he had with Anna on December 29th, and they wanted, prosecution was trying to get him to say that Anna said there were marital issues. Well, that's what he said, marital issues. They wanted him to expand on that. He couldn't remember the exact wordings. They went back and forth. Then they brought the jury in. But basically, he said that Anna was upset that because of Brian's art fraud, that he couldn't leave the country. I mean, oh my gosh, he couldn't leave the state. So he couldn't move to Washington, so she didn't get to see her kids. She had to travel back and forth, and that was all causing her some strife and everything, right? Okay. So, I don't know why I'm not seeing my thing here. I hate this. I've got like a new thing here. It's making me very angry. Okay. Because it doesn't give me the right thing to see, and this time it didn't show me the two strips. Anyway, so they kept going over that. And then later on, they talked about, within the redirect and everything, that isn't it true that she never disagreed with you or something? And he's like, no, that is not true. In fact, there was a time where she could be very passive aggressive, he said. And there was a time, and I believe it was either the summer of 2021 or something, somewhere in there, where he actually told her, take some time off. Take some time off. I'm still going to pay you. Take some time off and see what's going on. Because they were having issues. However, then, during the cross, the female lawyer says, well, isn't it true that Anna had a crush on you? And he's like, I don't know if that you would say that. And then she shows this letter. So, then there was a lot of objections, and that really didn't go too far. After that, they had a friend of Anna's who came up, and they showed a picture of the last time they were out together, and just that she had spoken about that realtor that she was seeing. But she said she really didn't know, or have any idea about the affair, but they talked about him a lot, but she didn't really talk about him. But she talked about her husband, and she said her husband and Anna said her husband, Walshe, Brian, and herself, Anna, had not been intimate in over a year because he was so depressed, and it made it sound like his depression meds were, he couldn't perform. That's what it sounded like to me she was trying to say. But anyway, they hadn't been intimate, and that he knew that she had crushes on people, and he didn't even care, and at one point that she'd want him to be a little more jealous of her or something like that. And after that, they had a loss prevention manager from the Home Depot come up, and they showed him at the Home Depot buying 5-gallon buckets like he did at Lowe's, and buying a mop, and buying, just different things, wearing, again, the blue gloves and a mask. Very, very suspicious looking. So they showed that. And they asked Jem, that man, he was one of the last people to see Anna alive. And they sat down at the kitchen island together, and they asked him if he knew who Anna was texting, and he said he knew that Anna was texting that realtor she was involved with, but he didn't know she was in a relationship, he said, with that realtor. Just thought they were friends. She took a picture of her and Jem and sent it to that realtor. She was texting some other friends, and they talked about when she got that big job in Washington and how it was an unbelievable opportunity. And he didn't want her to go. Jem didn't want her to leave, but she said, please, don't hate me because I'm taking this. Be happy for me. This is like incredible. And it was incredible. I think it was $270,000 a year. So it was incredible for her. So yeah, she took that. She bought the condo. The townhouse. And then, of course, as in any criminal trial you've seen when the prosecution finishes with their evidence, that the defense then makes a motion to dismiss it. They say there's not enough evidence, right? It happens every case. It's just a formality. I've never seen one be dismissed at that point. But no, she denied it right away, the judge. It meets the standard, so that's it. And now tomorrow, we will see what case the defense has. And if the defense finishes their case, then I'm sure she'll probably let them go for the day, and they wouldn't do closing arguments until Friday, but it's coming to an end. And if anybody thinks that Brian Walshe is going to be acquitted, come on. How could anybody think that? And about Brian Walshe taking the stand, well, there's a couple of things. It's so bad right now. Does he really have anything to lose? Good night, video. Does he really have anything to lose? So, but they're not going to want him to go up there because, and I'll tell you why, that he won't go up there. Because then they can ask him about all the stuff he bought, why he bought it, what did he do with it, and he would have to go into all of that horrendous stuff that he did. He's not going to go. He's not going to. Is his mother going to go on the stand? I don't know. I don't know who's going to go on this, if they're going to put anybody on. Let's see. Let me see if there's... let's see. I'm so hungry. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's see. I'm just trying to see if they have a, I don't know, we'll have to see what's up with that. Everybody's, but that's it. So, looks like I expect the defense will rest tomorrow. Let me see. I don't know what they're gonna. Let's see if this is gonna tell us when we're gonna call on the trial. All right, let's see. No, I don't. Now, I'm surprised people thought they were going to call Proctor because he was the lead investigator on this, but they haven't mentioned that. I don't know. That's it. I mean, anybody else? Where's? Let me get back to the chat. Hello, Heart May Wise. Hello, Linda. Video Real. Let me get White Angel. Let me get into the live chat here. Okay. Is anybody thinking that? Who do you think is going to be called tomorrow? Nobody thinks Brian Walshe is going to testify, right? I doubt that very much. That would be unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's what I would say. Okay, let me see something here. I'm going to look at the other let's see what else is going on. There's something I want to tell you about this influencer. She had a free birth, what she called a free birth, and she lost her life because she started to hemorrhage, and so she has the same last name as a friend of mine, but she's in Australia. I'll show you her picture. This is... Oh my gosh, my computer's just being a little jerk here. Okay. Okay, so I don't know why that's, yep, where did you go? What's up with this? Okay, I'm really getting, my computer's being ridiculous. I'm going to try to get this again. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Come on. Okay. Finally. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I just have to... I don't know what the hell is going on. This is crazy. Okay, here we go. Now, I know her name is Warnicki. Stacy Warnicki. Her cause of death has been determined. On December 10th, it was revealed at the Victorian Coroner's Court that Warnicki, 30 years old, also known as Stacy Hatfield, died from suspected complications following a postpartum hemorrhage on September 29th. And that's according to the attorney Rachel Elyard. She suffered severe blood loss. Warnicki, whose son Axel survived the birth, had opted for a free birth, which is when a family chooses to have the baby at home without help from a medical professional such as a doctor or a midwife. Now, I thought she had a doula or something there. Let me see. I thought she did. So she didn't have the doula. Huh? Nothing? Her husband, Nathan Warnicki, announced her tragic death on Instagram on Sunday, October 19th. Oh, she did. She had a birth support worker, Emily, as the authentic birth keeper online, she's known as. She was present for the birth. Okay, so she had this person, probably like a doula, right? Now, she has not, this Emily Lal has not given a statement regarding Warnicki's death. However, it was alleged in court that she cleaned the house by the time police arrived at the residence. But I heard that they didn't have blood at the hospital. She'd given birth at 3 a.m. local time in the morning of September 29th. She appeared initially well, but started to feel unwell. She began to bleed after passing the placenta. She initially declined an ambulance, but eventually agreed to getting help at about 4:13 a.m. That's only an hour and 13 minutes. Paramedics arrived at 4:26 a.m., and she was found lying on the floor next to the birthing pool, appearing yellow, agitated, and short of breath. Warnicki arrived at the Frankston Hospital at 5:07. It's literally 2 hours and 7 minutes after giving birth, in a critical condition. Now, she underwent a number of procedures, including an emergency hysterectomy. She suffered multiple cardiac arrests. She died in the ICU. Her bleeding had been so severe, the hospital supply of her blood type was completely exhausted. So there was no more. Now, the coroner, Teresa McCarthy, said, "My role is to look at how she died and establish a finding around those facts." She was considering whether to hold an official hearing into Warnicki's death, and the case will return to court in March. The update comes after Warnicki's husband, Nathan, revealed his wife's death in a post shared to her Natural Spoonfuls Instagram page that stated that Warnicki had died about 3 weeks earlier after giving birth to their first son, Axel, at home. Following the delivery, he said an unforeseen and extremely rare complication arose, and She passed after being transferred to the hospital. Hospital staff was amazing and did the utmost to help, but ultimately nothing could be done despite their best efforts. She loved being pregnant, and over the last 9 months told our son she loved him every day. She held Axel when he was born, nursed him, saw that he was a boy, and loved him. She loved him so much and still continues to love him. Warneke established herself online by promoting a toxin-free lifestyle and using natural ingredients. She first launched her company, Natural Spoonfuls, in 2019, and she continued to partner with food brands and shared original recipes. So, yeah, very sad thing. And now they have a GoFundMe and stuff, but, yep. Very, very sad. Jump into my... Hold on a second. Oh my gosh. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm trying to get back over to you guys. The hamsters are cold tonight. They're very cold, and they don't feel like running in the wheels that power the computer. So that's part of the problem. Let me see here. Okay, hang on. Okay, now let's see where we are. Let's see what else is going on. Those are the two that I wanted to bring you, but now I'm going to take a look at the other headlines, true crime headlines. What's going on out here? And I still have to find out about Austin Lynch. I'm going to tell you about a hit and run. Palo Alto? Yeah. She looks like somebody I know. Okay. This woman right here. So this is a Palo Alto School's Dean of Academic Affairs. She was seriously injured by a hit and run driver while she was walking in San Francisco last week. Her name is Erica Yeats, and she's a beloved educator at Lydian Academy, a private middle school and high school. She was walking with her partner on December 5th when she was struck by a car, and the driver of that car fled the scene. San Francisco Police Department said the vehicle versus pedestrian accident happened just after 11 p.m. in the area of the 16th Street and Albion Street. Police described Yates's injuries as life-threatening. She was rushed to the hospital for treatment of multiple fractures, lacerations, and a concussion. No arrests have yet been made. Erica is a vital part of our Lydian community. She is the heart of Palo Alto campus, and throughout her years at Lydian, she has touched many lives, students, families, colleagues, faculty, and staff alike. You can find that on the GoFundMe page. The page is raising money, donations to help cover her medical bills as she remains in the hospital. More than $40,000 had been raised as of Wednesday afternoon. So, and they still, I haven't found the driver. Okay. See what else is going on. They still haven't made an arrest in the Anna Kemper case. They still haven't made an arrest in that Arkansas case. I don't know what is going on. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. West Virginia man pleads guilty to killing a woman with a vase. Wow. McDonald's, a 17-year-old McDonald's employee was killed inside the restaurant, and a 15-year-old was charged. Wonderful. Wow, missing woman abducted over 40 years ago was found alive. Let's look at that. That's crazy. See who that is in Kentucky. Who is it? Kentucky officials announced on Monday that Michelle Newton, let's see what she looks like, Michelle Newton, who disappeared as a child in 1983. Hold on a second. Yeah, here, let me show you. Wow, that's crazy, and I didn't hear anybody talking about this. Let me show you the difference. Crazy. Okay. So, this is her. Guess when she was abducted. Come on, get over there. There you go. Oh boy, this is taking too long. Too long. Come on, get over there. She was found alive in another state, so it sounds like probably somebody wanted a baby and raised her that, but without me even looking further, that's what I would say. Oh my gosh, what is going on with this internet? Okay, let's see. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm going to shut down my, let me just restart this freaking, I'll just restart my Chrome completely because it's driving me crazy. It's not, it's just nuts. I'll have to, doesn't even want to shut down. I'm going to probably have to, what is wrong with it? Ridiculous. Okay, finally it shut down. Oh my gosh, there's 2 dead and 1 in critical condition in a thruway crash in Ulster County. That's near me. All right, we'll look at that in a minute. Let's look at this woman that was found 40 years later. See if it's going to allow this time. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Okay. Okay, this is her. Oh my gosh. When she was abducted, this is the kind of case you see once in a law enforcement career, said Steve Healy. Jefferson County Sheriff's Office helped reunite a family and closed a more than 40-year-old missing persons case. Oh my gosh. Authorities said that Deborah Lee Curry Newton took her then 3-year-old daughter, Michelle Marie Newton, to Georgia to begin a new job. But after a final phone call, they both vanished. An FBI unlawful flight to avoid prosecution warrant and a custodial interference indictment followed. Years later, in 2000, the Commonwealth couldn't reach Michelle's father, Joseph Newton, and the case was dismissed. Michelle was later removed from the National Missing Child database in 2005. A family member reached out to the sheriff's office in 2015 for help, which encouraged them to re-examine the case. The Commonwealth attorney at the time, with the help of detectives, re-indicted the case in 2016. In 2025, a Crime Stopper tip in Florida found a possible match for Deborah. And Detective Constance Jones confirmed the resemblance. DNA from Deborah's sister showed a 99.99% match to the person in Florida. Authorities said a family member came to Kentucky and posted the bond, and Deborah voluntarily appeared in Louisville court. Michelle was living in another state under a different identity, contacted the sheriff's office after finding out about her family history. She told the sheriff's office she had not realized she was a victim until she saw everything that she missed. This is the kind of case that you see once in your law enforcement career, said Colonel Steve Healy. Detectives refused to let the trail go cold. Their work and their courage, and a Crime Stoppers tipster brought a daughter home to her family after 40 years. Okay, so what happened to her? Her dad took her? Like, that wasn't even clear. Let's see. Let's see, something else. All right. Is this her? Let me see. Oh, that's Rhonda Fisher. Oh, it is. Her murder went this murder went unsolved. Who is this about? Huh. That's not who I'm looking for. Looking for Michelle Newton. Okay. Deborah Newton faces a felony charge of custodial interference. A family member posted her bond in Kentucky. Deborah Newton voluntarily appeared. I am lost. The case dates back to 1983. Michelle disappeared with Deborah Newton, who said she was relocating to Georgia. The sheriff's office said the two vanished between 84 and 85 after a final call with Joseph Newton. I guess that's the father and husband. So that was a parental abduction, but Michelle was reunited with her father and extended relatives. Okay. I mean, it's good, but I thought that was something else. She was abducted by her mother and lived with her mother this whole time. Okay. Not as, okay, let's see. Recorded before everything. Okay. Huh. All right, let's go back and see. I wanted to see what that. Oh my gosh, I thought I knew that lady. Massive flooding in Washington. Atmospheric river slams the region. What? Who is, this is the second musician that had an opera singer that was killed, and now Rory McLeod, the Grammy-nominated blues musician and past member of the swing revival group Roomful of Blues, was killed on December 6th after being struck by a car while walking his dogs in Rhode Island. Wow. And he looks like somebody I know too. The Hopkinton, Rhode Island Police Department announced McLeod's death in a post shared to its official Facebook account. The press release issued by the chief, Mark Carrier, noted that the incident occurred at approximately 7:21 a.m. on Wednesday. A car traveling eastbound down Spring Street in Hope Valley, Rhode Island, veered out of its lane, striking several objects, including 2 telephone poles and the pedestrian who was walking his dogs on the shoulder. McLeod, 70, was identified as the victim, transferred to a local hospital where he eventually succumbed to his injuries and passed away. Police identified the driver as 41-year-old Shannon Godbout, whose prior criminal record includes over 100 arrests and 40 traffic citations. Godbout was also discovered in possession of illegal narcotics and packaging materials commonly associated with drug distribution. Rhode Island State Police and its accident reconstruction team are currently investigating the incident, but Godbout also already faces 2 preliminary charges: driving so as to endanger, resulting in death, and possession of narcotics with intent to distribute. Godbout is currently on probation for several past charges and will be scheduled for an appearance before a justice of the peace in the Rhode Island Attorney General's office. McLeod was a prolific and esteemed bassist, performing as part of an expansive Grammy-nominated Roomful of Blues ensemble beginning in 1985. Wow. Still haven't found arrested the doctor that allegedly, we all think, killed his wife and twins. Or anybody in that Anna on the ship. Okay, let's see. Oh, did you hear the comedian Andy Dick? He was found unresponsive after an overdose. He was revived, but yeah, they found him. I was looking. Paralyzed. Okay, let's see here. I'm looking for this one, and of course that I saw, now I can't see, about the Ulster County teens. Say teen killed ex-girlfriend's mother and 2 siblings. Where is that? So I'm just so surprised they haven't arrested that doctor. The one, I mean, I know they're trying to get everything, but okay, let's see. And I know that woman in Texas whose mother thinks, they've ruled it a suicide, took her life, and the mother doesn't think it is, and that's going on too. Let me see here. What else is going on? They haven't found that coach, the one that disappeared into the woods. Oh my gosh, this is what I was just talking to somebody about. Okay, this woman right here. The husband of a Miss Switzerland finalist has officially been charged with murder after authorities allege that he strangled his wife to death and blended up her remains. 43-year-old Swiss man, whose name is being withheld, was charged with murder and disturbing the peace in the court. The charges are related to the February 2024 murder of his 38-year-old wife at their shared home. The suspect allegedly previously told police he came home to find her dead, but admitted the following month that he killed her in self-defense. However, he wasn't officially charged in connection with her death until this month. An autopsy report indicated that the suspect allegedly dismembered her using a jigsaw and garden shears before slicing up the remains and dissolving them in a blender. Oh my gosh. Police say the pair shared 2 children. It's unclear if the suspect has entered a plea or retained an attorney. Wow. That's crazy. People are really freaking nuts. Okay. think that's, let's just take a look at this one. This woman over here in Massachusetts. Katrina McLean. She pled guilty on Monday, December 8th to trafficking human remains that had been stolen from the Harvard Medical School. Why? She was using them in her creepy creation shop. She had also sold stolen remains to others, including someone named Jeremy Pauley, who previously entered a guilty plea to felony information. Authorities added that the remains had been stolen by Cedric Lodge, who managed the morgue for the Anatomical Gifts program at Harvard Medical School in Boston, Mass. According to the release, Lodge stole organs and other deceased body parts from 2018 to 2022. The items had been donated for medical research. Lodge at times transported stolen remains from Boston to his residence in New Hampshire, where he and his wife, Denise, sold the remains to Katrina McLean and others, making arrangements via cellular, telephone, and social media websites. They added on some occasions, McLean transported stolen remains to Pennsylvania. Wow. The maximum penalty under federal law for this offense is 10 years of imprisonment, followed by a term of supervised release following imprisonment and a fine. Wow. In 2023, McLean's store, Cat's Creepy Creations, was raided by the FBI. Her Salem, Mass. Home was also searched at the time. McLean's store created eerie dolls and figures, including real human remains. That is so gross. What is wrong with people? I can't believe what time it is. We're going to have to do the word game and go to sleep. It's been a long day. Oh my goodness. Now if I can find you guys. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Whew. I thought she made dolls, I guess. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, let's do the word game. Get out of here. Tired. I don't know why anybody would want that heart. I don't know. Why? And nowadays you could make, make such stuff look, realistic. Like, why do you have to do that with real? That's such a, ugh. I don't know. Oh, you got ambushed too, so did I. got it at the same time. Sham, I didn't get. Did I get sham? I did get sham. I don't even remember what I'm getting. Isn't that crazy? Okay, hums, and then hams, hums, hubs, right? Okay, we did it. All right. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Thank you.